Hello, welcome to my channel. This is the first episode. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm a front-end engineer, and if you're here, you're interested in the title, which is something about AI. How do I use AI as a front-end engineer? I'm a bit nervous. Everyone should be, I think, on the first video. It's okay. Just focus. So I use every AI every day, and I just wanted to share a few of my thoughts about AI as a front-end engineer. Um, what are my concerns? How am I using it with real examples? And some last tips that I want to give you if you want to start using it as well. But first of all, who am I? I'm just a random front-end engineer. I have around 10 years of experience. My name is Maxi, by the way. And I'm from Argentina. I live in the Netherlands for a few years now, almost 7 years, and I work for an e-commerce company. But the thing is, you're here for AI, and that's what we're gonna do. So why do I think AI matters? It's hard not to see how AI is evolving and getting into every piece of our lives. And one of the things that is coming into it's the software engineering world. And as a front-end engineer, I see it happening, and I just want to share how am I using it, what's my workflow, what are the things that work for me, and what are the things that don't. I'm gonna try to keep this video under 7-8 minutes. I don't know. It's the first time doing this, so who knows how it's gonna go. But you're still here, then you're interested in knowing how am I using it. And I have to say that I've been starting to use it more and more often. So the more you start using it, the more you can get to understand how it works, how it can help you. And I just realized I don't need this. Oh, this is so cool. I'm not listening to anything. This is a first take. First thing, unit tests. So I started with writing some code for unit tests with AI. I didn't feel confident enough to let AI write significant tests for my main work. So I wrote the main business logic myself, and then I was trying out the AI models just to see how it will perform if I say, give me some unit tests. And at the beginning, it didn't work that well. But then in the end, after a lot of try and error, got to learn how to make good use of it. It's also good for me to use it for writing some helper functions. So that will be my second use case. If you're writing some small helper functions, you might as well just try as a starting point, ask the AI how it will do this. Whatever, validate this URL for me, and then you give a couple of context examples and see how it goes, how it starts. And in this sort of back and forth with a model, then you realize that there's quite some process. There's a learning curve. There are some things that does well and some things that doesn't. Another, the very common one is that I think debugging. So if you have an issue, back in the days you put it into Google and you got redirected to Stack Overflow, and then you start reading, you start processing if this was your problem or not, and then you start getting an idea of what it will be. Or sometimes the first answer will be just there and you can just apply that. And it was very common for us to get to apply fixes that we saw from Stack Overflow. And that shifted. Now everyone's asking, not everyone, but many people are already asking the AI models, including myself. So if there's an issue, I see what AI suggests. Many times is quite okay. So you need to understand if it's actually going to fix the issue or not. I think nowadays it's getting a lot better to fixing it. So that's really good. And yeah, the other part is that are some things that we do on our daily basis that are really, I don't know, take some time. So it takes a little bit of time every day, and then you can automate those things to make it faster, to not take as much time. Or if it doesn't take time or energy, you can just automate it so you can focus on other things. One of those things is reviewing APR or making commit messages. You have now AI in your editors, and those can grab the files that are in staging, and they can give you a commit message description, which is a good takeaway. But they don't follow a convention, so you need to instruct the AI model to give you a bit of information. Not information. What I meant is, it doesn't work out of the box that well. You need to give more context for that to be applicable to your use case. As you might have noticed by now, from the very, very beginning, I'm English is not my first language, so there are many times that I need to communicate quite some important messages, and I feel like my grammar or the tone of my message can be improved in written form. So I first just try it out and ask to AI, what do you think about this message? Are there any incorrect grammar here? What's the tone? And it will give you quite an okay output, and then you can brainstorm with it. So that's pretty useful, and many times has corrected my bad grammar. So the last use case that I've many times started using for is, if starting as a habit, I tend to procrastinate. I tend to leave things for the end of the day, or to not do some things because the friction to start is so high that to me it's hard to just get the momentum. AI can help you on that. So AI will give you like a slight push, and sometimes it can be a hard push. But if you have a blank canvas, some people are like, how do I start? I don't know. Just ask, give me something, to start with. And you can start this sort of collaboration with the AI, in which you ask something very specific, and then you start, getting the momentum. And at some point, either you get the solution to a problem, or you get at least a very first step to start something. For example, I want to write a form. So it's like, okay, this is a form that I have written in the past. Give me like a base form. And then you copy paste that, and you can start already working from it. It's really, really good if you can make use of this as an advantage, because it has this initial push. Maybe it gives you something that is garbage at the beginning, but that's okay, because that's something to work with. Sometimes we get so overwhelmed of not knowing how to start that we delay starting for very long. And it's just a matter of getting that momentum. Like with any tools, learning how to use it takes significant time. So if I can, if I can say for myself what has helped, is that just starting with the tool. Just grab one model. Start trying to solve a very specific small problem. You don't ask the model to create me an entire design system. It would do it, but then it's again not that useful, because you need to understand. It will be very useful to understand what are the things that model is good at and what the things that model is bad at. Like with anything, it takes practice, and this is just a tool that evolves. So sometimes you have an update, and you have, like, for example, Cursor or any tooling that you're using for AI, and suddenly the output is different, and you got used to how to talk, how to get some specific yeah, output from the model, and that can be really hard to deal with. So I would say just pick a model, start small, ask very small questions, very specific tasks, small tasks, and yeah, just start from that. And that's it for today. I just wanted to get to see if I can talk for an extended period of time. In this case, it will be like almost 10 minutes. Um, I'm recording myself just to get to see, to get better at speaking, at not mumbling, um, to stop doing that kind of noises. If you really like this video, I don't care. If you dislike this video, I don't care either. This is like a thing that I put on the public to have a record of how I think, how I can process information, and it's one take. If you're bored with it, yeah, fuck it.